I tell you, I'm going to the city. There's life there. There's music. There's dancing. There's fun.
In the days of Jesus, people were not so very different from the way they are today. There were households with parents and children in them, as there are today, and sometimes the children were good, and sometimes they were bad. Jesus knew about the troubles the people had, the good people and the bad ones. And that's why he told his followers the parable of the prodigal son. Jesus told about a certain man who had 2 sons. And in a moment, we'll find out that the 2 boys were very different, just as you might be different from your brother or sister. And they had very different attitudes toward their father.
My sons, there's a great deal of work to be done today.
There's work to be done every day, Father. I'm getting sick of it.
Jed, that's no way to talk to our father.
Never mind, Simon.
Well, I do mind. He's always talking that way. Now, what's so wrong about the work we do, Jed? How do you suppose we'd all eat if you and I didn't work in the field?
Oh, you're so pious, Simon, it makes me tired.
Now, boys, stop this quarreling. I said there's work for us, and there is. Jed, I want you to take the north field and dig for the planting. Simon, you take the south field.
All right, Father.
Thank you, Simon. Jed, did you hear me? The north field.
All right.
I've got to get back to the house for a little while, but I'll come back and help if one of you should need help.
I guess there's no need to wonder who will need help.
You mean me, don't you, Simon? You think it's fun having Father help me in the field? He keeps me working every minute.
Well, that's what you're here for, isn't it?
I'm getting sick of this kind of life. I'm going to run away to the city.
Oh, you and your nonsense.
I tell you, I'm going to the city. There's life there. There's music. There's dancing. There's fun.
Fun. That's all you ever think of. Come on, stop dreaming. Let's get out to the fields. You'll never get to the city.
You think not? Wait and see. It's going to be sooner than you think, because I have a plan.
Jed?
Oh, hello, Father. I don't think I can finish this section before dark.
Well, you're the one who seems to need help, as usual.
I'm sorry if I don't work as fast as Simon.
Oh, you work just as fast as he does. You just rest more often, that's all. Why is that, Jed? What is the matter?
To be frank, I don't like the life I'm leading.
You live in a good, big, comfortable, warm house. You have good clothes. You're well fed.
Yes, I know. Look, Father.
Yes?
I'm glad this came up because there's something I want to say. Something I want to ask. It isn't easy, but...
Out with it, boy.
Father, you've often said that this home and this land and the money you have are all for Simon and me someday.
That's true.
Well, suppose I gave up the home and the land.
What?
I mean it. Suppose I just took my share of the money right now.
Why?
I don't want to live here anymore.
Do you know what you're saying?
I know, all right. I've thought about it often enough.
And did you think of me? Did you think of what it would mean to me to have my son turn his back on me and leave?
You've always said you wanted us to have whatever we really wanted.
Just what is it you want?
I want never to see this place again.
And never to see me again?
Well...
Say it.
Oh, now look here, Father.
No, let's not talk about it anymore. If this is what you want, you may have it. You don't care that you've broken my heart, all right. Come on, come back to the house with me. I'll give you your money, and you can go.
Gone. Jed is really gone?
Yes, Simon, he's gone.
He said he would. I didn't believe him, but he did say he'd go.
Did he say where?
He wanted to go to the city.
To the city? To live riotously. I can imagine the way he'll behave himself in the city.
Oh, a milk car. That's one of the funniest stories you've ever told.
Well, you keep buying wine for me, and I'll tell you even funnier ones, won't I, friend?
Ah, yes, he will, Jed. Food and wine like this loosens his tongue.
All right, then. Waiter! Oh, waiter! More wine!
Jed, aren't you ready for the party?
Very nearly. I'm putting on the new clothes I bought to wear tonight. What do you think of this tunic?
Oh, expensive and very beautiful. You're a man of taste, Jed.
Thank you.
A man of taste is a man who doesn't mind spending his money. You must have a bottomless purse.
Well, I do have some money. It's going fast, but there's still some left.
Well, we're only young ones. Come on, the girls are waiting. The musicians are waiting. And the food. Yes, we'd better eat the food while there's still food to eat.
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. There are rumors of a famine coming.
Oh, well, we'll face that when it happens. Here's a little money for your pockets. I know you'll want to show everybody you have money, especially the girls.
You're not only a man of taste, you're a man of understanding. Thank you very much. If I ever get my hands on any money, I'll start paying you back, but...
Now, where would you get money? You don't like to work any better than I do.
Right you are. Let's go.
What's the matter, Father?
What? Oh, it's you, Simon. I didn't hear you come in. What did you say?
I asked you what was the matter, Father. You've sat in that chair for 2 long nights now. You haven't seen me or anyone else, for that matter. And you haven't heard a thing I've said. What is it, Father?
I'm wondering about Jed.
Oh,
I'm very bitter about Jed, Simon. He didn't seem to care for any of us that day he left. All he cared about was going. We haven't heard from him. He's a bad son.
then why worry about him?
Because I am his father. And besides, I've heard something.
What? About Jed?
No. About the city. There is a famine there. People are without food and without work. And by now, I imagine Jed has run through his money.
He deserves whatever happens to him.
I suppose so. But still, I'm worried.
A milk car! A milk car!
Jed, I've been looking all over for you. You don't live in the inn anymore.
No, I gave up those rooms. I've been looking for you too, a milk car.
Oh, isn't this famine terrible?
Oh, it's terrible.
Look at all these people, all of them, leaving the city, hoping to find something to do on a farm somewhere so they can eat regularly.
It's terrible.
Well, it's all right now that I've found you. There are people in the city who have stores of food, you know.
Yes, I've heard.
They're willing to sell for a very high price. But we don't care about the price, do we, Jed?
I'd give anything for food.
Ah, that's the way to talk.
I've been to see some of the others, those we used to have such fun with at parties. And do you know what?
No, what?
They wouldn't see me.
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh, they wanted to see me at first. They were happy, every one of them. But as soon as I explained that I'd spent all my money, that I had no place to sleep, that I was hungry and desperate and miserable.
You spent all your money?
Yes. And then I remembered you. What good friends we've been. What wonderful times we used to have together. And all the money I gave you and spent on you. Tell me, where are the people with all the food?
If you've lost all your money, there's no point in telling you. I'm sorry, Jed. I've got another engagement.
What?
I have to see
What?
somebody.
What?
Sorry.
You're just like all the others. Oh, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do?
So, you want work, young man?
Yes, I know all about farm work. I was born on a farm.
Mm-hmm. Came from a farm and went to the city to live like a king. Well, I'll show you what work I have for people who live like kings. You know what a pig is?
Yes, sir.
You feed the pigs. That's your work.
Anything.
Anything. Here, see these corn husks? Take them to the pigs.
Yes, sir.
How you look at these slops. You'd like to eat some of these yourself now, wouldn't you?
He's right. I could eat the corn husks, which I now feed to the pigs. The servants in my father's house can eat all they want, but here I am, starving to death. How could I sink so low? I know what I'll do. I'll go back home, and I'll ask my father's forgiveness for being so wicked and wasteful.
Ah, going home to your father. I suppose he wasn't good enough for you when you left. And his farm wasn't good enough for you either. Well, do you think he wants you back?
I don't know, but I've got to find out. I miss him so. I miss him so. Oh, it's good to be home. There's Father working in the fields. He sees me.
Jed! Jed! You've come back. Jed, oh, my boy.
Oh, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I'm not worthy to be called your son.
My son, come to my arms. Oh, I've missed you so.
And I've missed you, Father.
We'll bring forth the best robe and put it on you, and put a ring on your hand and shoes on your feet. We'll kill the fatted calf, and we'll eat and be merry because you, my son, you're alive again. You were lost, and you are found. Servants! Oh, servants, prepare a feast. Call the neighbors in. Let there be laughter. Let there be music.
What's going on in the house, Father?
I came out looking for you, Simon. Do you hear the rejoicing? Your brother is home.
What?
I've killed the fatted calf, and everyone is celebrating.
Am I supposed to celebrate?
Why, what's the matter, Simon?
All these years I've done what you asked, Father. I've been a good son. You've said so yourself. You never killed the fatted calf for me. Only for my brother, who spent all the money you gave him on riotous living in the city.
Simon, my son, listen to me. You're with me all the time. Everything I have is yours. But your brother has been away. Your brother has not been a good son, but a bad son. And I'm rejoicing because he's back. Back home in every sense.
He's right, Simon.
Jed.
Simon, my brother, the celebration is not for me. The celebration is for the fact that I realize that I've been wrong. It's because I know now that all these years you have been right. Simon, won't you celebrate with us? It won't mean anything to me unless you do.
Jed.
Yes?
Jed, I'm glad to see you, and I will celebrate with you. Oh, it is good to have you home.
And so, in a parable that Jesus told his followers nearly 2,000 years ago, we learn that a father will forgive the sins and errors of his own son, and will rejoice when a lost soul is saved. Like the father in the story, Jesus said, God rejoices over every sinner who is sorry and wants to change his ways.